Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios showed up to D23 this weekend. When we thought we were going to get some big news, specifically about Fantastic Four, unfortunately, not a whole lot of substance came out. We got some casting news, a couple of exclusive clips and trailers and stuff, but nothing really about the Fantastic Four. So we're going to run down the news that we do have, but I do have to acknowledge most people are expecting something exciting regarding the Fantastic Four themselves. The most exciting thing that came out was this fake image with fake casting associated with the Fantastic Four. The only thing that actually happened, Feige brought up the logo and told everyone that the new movie would be part of D23 next year. Matt Shakman was announced as the film's director, but that was already information that has been learned weeks ago. Not surprisingly, this was not met well on social media. People expected something of substance regarding the Fantastic Four. We know who the director is going to be. People want to know who the casting choices are. Who's going to be Reed Richards, Ben Grimm, Sue Storm, and Johnny Storm? And unfortunately, we were all let down, and we have to wait an entire year for that. But they do have a lot of movie stuff that we can talk about. Specifically, Captain America, New World Order. Cast members were brought into attendance for the presentation, including the new Captain America himself, Anthony Mackie, playing Sam Wilson, along with Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley and Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, as well as the director Julius Ona. Additionally, Tim Blake Nelson joins the cast as Dr. Samuel Stearns, reprising his role from 2008's The Incredible Hulk, along with Shira Haas as Sabra. Tim Nelson told the crowd, "We teased the leader, and 14 short years later, promises fulfilled." The leader is actually kind of one of the cool villains within the Marvel Comics universe that we haven't seen in the movies. So I do find that somewhat exciting. I didn't even remember this character being teased in the first Incredible Hulk movie, you know, the one with Ed Norton or whatever, who happens to be my favorite actor. But this villain is heavily associated not with Captain America, not with Falcon, but with the Incredible Hulk himself. My assumption is this all but guarantees we'll be seeing the Incredible Hulk himself in this Captain America New World Order with the first time Falcon Cap is going to carry a movie. I think that's probably a smart call. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was okay for a few episodes, but it kind of trailed off. I'm not certain that Anthony Mackie as Captain America instead of Falcon can carry a movie on his own. Probably smart to hedge your bets, throw a known character, one of the most popular characters in the MCU, into the movie, into the mix, and see if you can generate some extra buzz that way. Although I will say, if the Hulk is not in the movie, now that we have the leader, what a wasted opportunity with the leader. He should not be squaring off just with Captain America. Got to have the Hulk involved, not She-Hulk, the actual Hulk himself. We also got information about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. D23 attendees saw a clip which will not be released online, showing a global fight for vibranium resources, acknowledged the death of T'Challa, and hinted at Shuri taking up the Black Panther mantle. At one point, a special ops team attempted to break into a secure location to steal vibranium, and they were quickly put in their place by the Wakandan team. I do not believe this is going to silence the hashtag recast T'Challa movement going on. People want to see that character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Obviously, it's just so tragic that we lost Chadwick Boseman at such a young age. I don't think people want to see Shuri as the Black Panther. And quite frankly, we've seen the Black Panther just a little bit in this sequel. I don't think it's Shuri. I actually think it's a red herring, and we're actually going to see a different character. I've also been told that if you want to see T'Challa return in Black Panther by the end of the movie, there's a good chance you're going to be happy, but we shall see about that. But I would not expect to see Shuri as Black Panther in Wakanda Forever. Definitely think it's going to be another character. The Marvels had a trailer showing Monica Rambeau in space with Nick Fury, only for some type of portal to open up and swap Monica and Kamala Khan. A series of swaps ending with Carol Danvers in Kamala's room sees the trio realize they're bound together and that their powers can work together to create a team. Outside of that, there isn't much else, especially with regards to the villain, though we do see Ashton striding a lot. The trailer, however, has not been put online just yet. Am I the only one getting Freaky Friday vibes within the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I guess if that's the story you want to tell with Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers in the Marvels, go for it. Honestly, I think this is probably DOA. There's not a lot of interest in Kamala Khan. We saw that by the viewership. I think the Captain Marvel box office receipts were absolutely bloated by interest in the final installment of the Avengers. And the last time we were going to see that team together, we were told it was important. Turned out that was a lie. but people thought they needed to see that movie to know what was going on in Endgame, so they decided to show up because they hadn't lost faith in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just don't see the Marvels doing exceptionally well. I like Monica Rambeau, but there's no way Carol Danvers and Brie Larson are taking a backseat to Monica Rambeau. And likely Kamala Khan isn't either. And Freaky Friday in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I guess it has potential. I'm a comic fan. I'm an MCU fan to a degree now. I've certainly lost interest. But maybe I'm just the wrong audience for that one, because it would take something really, really cool, a big revelation, to make me want to see that movie, and this just wasn't it. As far as the Thunderbolts, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige announced an A-list crew of familiar cast members for the upcoming team-up film during Marvel's D23 Expo panel on Saturday. The Thunderbolts cast includes Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, David Harbour as Red Guardian, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as La Contessa Valentina Allegra de la Fontaine, Wyatt Russell as John Walker, aka U.S. Agent, Olga Kurylenko as Taskmaster, and Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. There's not a lot of exciting stuff going on with that cast of Thunderbolts. I think one of the issues is the MCU has not really developed a lot of good villains. These are a lot of the kind of throw-in villains. Obviously, a lot of people do like Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, but that character was already kind of redeemed in the eyes, I think, of most MCU fans. The Thunderbolts are supposed to be villains acting like they're heroes, but showing their true colors in the end. Although normally one or two of the villains kind of turns good by the end too. That's kind of the concept here, but I understand why they included Winter Soldier, because he's probably the most popular one there. He's the one character that might put some asses in seats, but I don't know. Yelena's kind of a decent character. Ghost, I just could care less about. Red Guardian, I like the character in the comic books. I don't like David Harbour. Taskmaster was a joke. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, okay, maybe. I would say John Walker, U.S. Agent, might be the wild card in there if he's the leader of the team. Perhaps they could do something interesting. I know a lot of people that are enjoying Phase 4 of the MCU like these casting choices. I'm not enjoying Phase 4 of the MCU, and I just thought this was all kind of blasé, other than Bucky Barnes, who shouldn't be there. We also got information on Secret Invasion on Disney+. A trailer shows the new look of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. The man looks a bit more grizzled this time around, and he has a far more espionage-based outfit. We also see Emilia Clarke in the trailer. She looks quite intense, but we are still not sure exactly who she is playing. Rumors are that she is going to be taking on the role of Gia, who is a famous Skrull in Secret Invasion. Joining Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury and Emilia Clarke in her secret role for Secret Invasion is Colby Smulders as Agent Maria Hill, Martin Freeman as Everett Ross, Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, and Don Cheadle as James Rhodes. Secret Invasion is absolutely an all-time classic comic book story, but I don't know if they've really set the table for it here within the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself. Obviously, everyone likes Samuel L. Jackson for the most part as Nick Fury. I actually like Colby Smulders. I kind of like Everett Ross. There's some good supporting element characters here, but whenever I've seen the Dark Elves or the Krees and Skrulls within the Marvel Cinematic Universe or on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. television show, they've always been very underwhelming, so hard to get me excited for this. Emilia Clarke definitely isn't one of the ways to do it. I saw Terminator Genisys. It was absolutely terrible. She's not an action star. I know she was also in the Solo movie, which I've seen bits and pieces of, but I've never actually seen the movie. And she didn't exactly draw my interest in to finish the movie. Let's just put it that way. I don't think her showing up in a secret role is a selling point. I think it's a reason not to watch the show. The best thing about this is what's going to happen afterwards. I'm actually really excited about Armor Wars. A brand new logo was revealed, asking the question, what happens if Tony Stark's tech falls into the wrong hands? Don Cheadle, reprising his role as Colonel James Rhodey Rhodes, aka War Machine, took the stage to talk about the series. Rhodey fans will see the character in a whole new light, and considering the title of the series, audiences can look forward to all new suits for the hero featuring different types of armor. I've always liked Don Cheadle as a character actor, and I certainly like him as Rhodey. I like him as War Machine. I kind of dig it that there's going to be something dedicated just to him. I think every time that he was in an MCU movie, even as a side character, he always brought lots of character, lots of charisma to the screen, and I'm glad he's going to get a starring role. Armor Wars is an absolute badass comic book story as well. Obviously, they're going to have to be making some very big-time changes because Tony Stark's not around, but but I think this is going to be good. Outside of Blade and Daredevil Born Again, this is probably the project that's been announced associated with the MCU that I'm most excited about. So I'll definitely be watching that one. That one's going to be really good. The final bit of news we got was about Werewolf by Night. Marvel Studios showed off a look at its Werewolf by Night Halloween special, which stars Gael Garcia Bernal and is directed by veteran composer Michael Giacchino. It is based on the 1970s comic that centered on Jack Russell, who was a werewolf. The comic's main claim to fame is introducing Moon Knight, which became the subject of his own MCU series. Werewolf by Night is definitely a cult classic comic book series, and there's definitely some big-time issues in there, but why didn't they do this before Moon Knight came out? Why wasn't this a special for last Halloween? I think this would have been a great way to introduce a character that is an all-time cover. Everyone knows Werewolf by Night, the first appearance of Moon Knight, so I think it's a wasted opportunity. I think I could have been interested in this and got enthusiastic for Werewolf by Night, just like a Halloween special, but it feels too little too late. You know, Moon Knight's already out there, kind of what's the point? Obviously, these aren't the only big reveals we got regarding the MCU lately. At San Diego Comic-Con, Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios lined out the end of Phase 4 and 5 and 6 and the next set of Avengers movies that are coming out, all those projects. If you didn't get to see that, or maybe you want a refresher, I did a full video on those talking about all the projects coming up with the MCU, what I'm excited about, what I'm not excited about. I wish we would have got some information on Blade and X-Men. Obviously, that didn't happen. If you're on a mobile device, there's also a link in the video description.